Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone back here again today with another video, doing something a bit different because today we are celebrating 20,000 subscribers on the channel. I thanked y'all in my video yesterday about the Memphis Grizzlies, but I want to thank y'all again so much for giving me 20,000 subscribers. I can't believe we've hit this milestone. It is surreal to me that 20,000 of you have decided to subscribe to this channel, so thank you so much. Every one of you that's watched a video, commented, liked, subscribed, even if you just checked out a video for 30 seconds and clicked off of it, like maybe this one. I just appreciate you tuning in. This is only the beginning of the journey. We're going to go so much further, and I can't thank y'all enough for being a part of that. And to celebrate, I thought I'd do a Q&A. A lot of y'all asked about that when I asked you what you wanted for a 20,000 subscriber special. I also have some big ideas and videos coming up pretty soon, so be on the lookout for those as well as kind of a celebration. But for now, I thought it'd be fun to do a Q&A, just kind of give y'all some more insight on who I am, where I started as a basketball fan, and, answer a few of your NBA related questions too. That's what we do on this channel. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. We'll go ahead and get right into it. First question comes from Jack the Cool Kid, who asks, when did you start getting into basketball and what was your first jersey? This is one that I get from a lot of y'all asking about kind of what my journey was to becoming an NBA fan. So here's a chance for me to tell it. I started off becoming an NBA fan in like the early 2010s. I'm 22 right now, if you didn't know, so I was born in 2000. So around when I was like 11 or 12, I would say, I watched some YouTube, and this one YouTuber that I watched started playing NBA 2K, and nobody in my family were basketball fans. We were pretty much a baseball family. I grew up playing baseball. I would eventually play basketball, of course, but my family was just pretty much focused on baseball and sometimes football. So I really didn't know too much about the NBA, but I started watching this guy's NBA 2K My Career series, and I was like, oh, this game looks pretty fun because I'm big into video games as well. And so I decided that I would go ahead and buy NBA 2K. I think it was 14 was my first one. And alongside buying that, I decided to start watching the NBA. And that's when I started watching. And I just happened to watch games. And eventually I saw Russell Westbrook and the Thunder come up on the screen. My favorite player of all time, Russ. And he was really the one that got me into basketball. Just watching him play, the effort, the hustle. For some reason, I was just drawn to him and the Thunder. I also just really like the color blue. So kind of got into the uniforms that way. And eventually, here I am like 8-9 years later, still a Thunder fan, considering myself one of the biggest ones in the world. And it's been really fun. I'm super happy I managed to get into the NBA. And like I mentioned with Russell Westbrook, he was also the first jersey that I got. I got it for Christmas 2014, 2015 maybe. But yeah, still have that jersey. I did this thing after he got traded where I like hung it in the rafters in my room for a little bit, but it's down now back in my closet. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I became an NBA fan. This next one comes from Aditya. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, please let me know in the comments. But they said, are there any NBA content creators you want to collaborate with, like your personal favorites? And who are you supporting in the World Cup? I'll get the World Cup question out of the way quickly because I'm not huge into soccer, but I will say this World Cup has been incredible, and because of it, I want to get more into the sport. So let me know if there's any particular teams you think I should follow in the comments below. But I was rooting for the US. Now that they're out, I'm just kind of looking for good games. And like I said, it's been a phenomenal World Cup, so I can't complain as kind of a casual fan. Been watching a lot of it while I edit and work on videos, and it's been really fun so far. Then, any NBA content creators you want to collaborate with? Absolutely. I want to collaborate with so many different creators. I've hopped on a bunch of podcasts in the past, but I want to get a lot of people on this channel to work with me on videos. And I've got this one idea for a really fun series I think y'all would love. And it's going to be basically all collaboration based. I'm going to bring on like 2 creators for every single video. So let me know any names you want to see me collaborate with in the comment section, and I'll try and look at some of those as suggestions for when I do execute this series. I think y'all are going to like it a lot. But some particular names, Kenny, of course, he was one of my biggest inspirations forming this channel. Also, shout out to the rest of the Through the Wire guys. They make great content. Shout out to my friends Jacob and Alex Hoops. They both make really good stuff. Rusty Buckets is Jacob. I'll leave all their links in the description below, assuming I remember. But if not, just go up and search them on YouTube. They all make excellent basketball content. If you like this stuff, you will guaranteed like what they do. But yeah, those are some of the names that I want to collaborate with. And if you have any other suggestions, let me know, and hopefully that series will come along soon. Now we've got a question from Scummy420 who says, who's your favorite basketball player of all time and why? It's Russell Westbrook at the moment. Shai is probably going to eventually take that mantle, assuming he stays with the Thunder, like I believe he will. But Russ is the player that made me fall in love with basketball right from the get-go. He's the reason why I do this channel, why I'm so passionate about the sport. So it all goes back to Russ, the first jersey I ever owned, the greatest player in Thunder history. Some of y'all are going to comment Kevin Durant. He might be the best, but in terms of greatness, it's Russell Westbrook. So shout to him. Still hope Brody can get a ring, although I don't know if that's going to be in LA. This next question comes from Lint, who's been a big supporter of the channel for a while now, so shout out to you. What's your I'm kind of famous moment, if you have any? I don't really think I'm famous. I know, I have a decent following on Twitter and on YouTube here. We just hit 20K, but I wouldn't exactly say I'm famous, or at least maybe you think I am. I don't really consider myself as like a celebrity or famous or anything like that. There were some cool moments. A couple weeks ago, I went to the Thunder Knicks game at Madison Square Garden, and a couple of people just happened to recognize me and said, "Hey, what's up?" That was super cool. When I went to OKC for the first time in January, the security guard recognized me, said, "Hey, are you the guy that makes the YouTube videos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he asked me to sign something after the game, which was crazy. My signature is super, super lame. I need to get it better if I'm going to sign anything in the future. Also at the Enjoy Basketball event, if y'all don't know, I help with the social medias for Enjoy Basketball. It's Kenny's brand, just focusing on enjoying the game of basketball. Pretty self-explanatory message there in the title of the brand. But we had an event up in New York City in person, and I got to talk to a lot of people that were fans of the channel. They took pictures. I signed a James Wiseman card, which was crazy. Shout out to James Wiseman. Maybe he'll turn his career around. But yeah, it's just been super cool to get all the support from y'all. Really, just whenever someone says like, "Hey, I follow your Twitter or your YouTube," it just blows my mind that there are like real people out there, because you can do this and get all the followers and subscribers in the world. But until you like actually meet those people in real life, that's really when it sets in what's going on, that these aren't just like computers, like just doing stuff. It is actually like real people that you're interacting with that are helping subscribe. And it just makes me so grateful for every single one of you. So thank y'all so much. Now we've got a question from Kevin, also longtime supporter of the Twitter account and the channel, who says that what's your favorite video you've ever made? If I had to pick one, it's probably my Lou Dort video, the one about his impossible Game 7 in his rookie year when he was undrafted, his battle against James Harden in the playoffs. I kind of shifted a little bit from my old form of content where it's basically just only me talking to adding more clips and videos and graphics and stuff like that. And I think that was probably my best execution of it, in particular because it was an OKC Thunder video. It's also the most viewed video on my channel as of right now. It was the first one to ever eclipse like 20,000, 30,000. Before that video, my highest viewed one was 13,000. Now that's at like 65K, which is surreal. So shout out to Lou Dort. I'm super happy that my most viewed video is about Lou Dort because I think that's awesome. Next question comes from my guy Matt Fire Emoji, one of my longtime friends. Shout out to you. And he says, who was your favorite Thunder role player of all time? A couple of names come to mind immediately. Andre Roberson, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, prior to that knee injury that would basically end his career. He couldn't shoot for anything, but when he did knock down threes, it was amazing. He was Russ's second best player in the playoffs against Houston in his MVP season. Shout out to him for that one, but he was just someone that I believe brought a lot of energy to the team. Super fun to watch and kind of underrated by most fans today. Other guys like Anthony Morrow when he was knocking down threes. Dion Waiters was only here for a very short time, but I loved him when he was here. Jeremy Grant was really fun too on the Thunder teams before he ended up going to Denver and then Detroit. And now he's playing like an all-star in Portland, which is super cool to see. So yeah, those are a couple of my favorites. Also Corey Brewer, for some reason, I'm a big fan of Corey Brewers, so shout out to him as well. Next question comes from Alex from Target, who says, if you could make one rule change in the NBA, what would it be and why? The first rule change that always comes to mind for me was the take foul before they got rid of it this year, and basketball's been so much better because of it. So happy they made that rule change. I was actually thinking about that last night because in the Bucks versus Mavericks game, towards the end of the second quarter, the Bucks had a transition opportunity and Luka like kind of froze trying to decide like, oh, can I take a take foul here or is that not allowed anymore? And it allowed the Bucks to go ahead and get a wide open dunk, which I forgot how fun it was to watch players play in transition without take fouls. So super happy they made that change. But right now, if I can make any rule change outside of that, it would be probably getting rid of the one and done rule. Just let players come into the NBA out of high school if they feel that they're ready. There are too many times where a player will be this highly touted talent and they could theoretically come into the NBA as soon as they graduate high school. But because of this rule, they go to college and they end up getting injured. It ends up taking their draft stock away from them. I think players should have the opportunity, if they can go ahead and go to the league, they're talented enough right away to secure like all-time generational wealth for their family to basically set them up for life. I don't understand why you wouldn't let them do that. I understand trying to help players, have more opportunities by going to college, but I just think it makes more sense to let guys go straight into the league, give them that chance to get that wealth and prevent injuries from derailing maybe some amazing careers that we could have seen. These next two questions are kind of related, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them together. The first one comes from Ogomai, who says, where would you like to see an expansion team? And then JD, who says, if there was an expansion draft tomorrow and OKC could only protect 8 players, which players would you protect and why? In terms of where I'd want to see an expansion team, I'm originally from Virginia and there were no professional sports teams there. So we're going to go ahead and pop one there to be biased. But outside of that, Kentucky is a spot that I feel like kind of goes underrated. Las Vegas is a good spot for a team, and Seattle does deserve a team. The Supersonics should come back next time there's expansion, and I do think they will. And then in terms of if there was an expansion draft tomorrow and OKC could only protect 8 players, who would I protect? Just kind of off the top of my head, Shea, Dort, Giddey, Chet, Trey Mann, let's see, Poku, who else? Ousmane Dieng would definitely protect him. And then one more. Who am I forgetting? J-Dub. I don't think I said J-Dub. Those 8 guys are the people that I would protect just off the top of my head. Maybe I would make some different decisions if I think about it more, but I think that's a pretty good list of guys that I would protect in an expansion draft. Next question comes from Unlimited Range, who says, who is your favorite player of all time that isn't a Thunder player? And what's your favorite jersey that you have / what is your favorite jersey of all time? Favorite non-Thunder player of all time? Probably LeBron James. Been a big fan of him ever since I started watching the sport. Just love rooting for greatness, and that's what he does. And then my favorite jersey that you have / what is your favorite jersey of all time? Favorite jersey that I have is probably just my Shea jersey, kind of like the plain OKC blue one. I really like that jersey. I know a lot of people think we need a rebrand, and yeah, some of our jerseys are not the greatest and the logo can be a hit or miss, but I do think the jerseys are a bit underrated. I really like that blue one that we have. And my favorite jersey of all time, in terms of Thunder, I really like that light blue OKC jersey that we had, the Native American inspired one. Love that uni, probably my favorite one OKC has ever had. And outside of that, the classic Raptors ones are amazing. They brought back some good ones this year, like the Pistons rocking the teals again. That's super sick. And those Sixers jerseys when AI was playing the black weird Sixers font ones, those are also fire. This next question comes from Ariel, who says, are there any TV shows you're a big fan of now or in the past? Probably my favorite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I know that's not a super hot take or anything. It's just a really good show. I don't know what to tell you. Better Call Saul recently, also one of my favorites. And then kind of basic stuff, Parks and Rec. I'm a big fan of that show too. The Office. It's very generic over here for me. A big Mandalorian fan as well. Like Star Wars a lot. I still need to watch Andor. But if you have any suggestions for TV shows, let me know, because I'm kind of looking for something to watch right now. So go ahead and let me know down there. And then I think the perfect final question comes from Behind the Arc, who says, how did you come up with the name 3 Cone? This is one that I've been asked a million times, so this is a good chance for me to kind of give the full story. Basically, my name in real life, if you didn't know, is Connor, Connor. A lot of people hear that it's Connor, see my nickname's Cone, and think, oh, it's probably Conner. Weirdly enough, not the case. And it all goes back to my friend Troy. Shout out to him. We've been friends for a really long time. And for some reason, when we first became friends, he couldn't spell my name correctly. He would always spell it Conner. Sometimes he would spell it Coner. It was just it was kind of on purpose, kind of not on purpose, and eventually I think molded more into being on purpose, and then eventually reached the point where a lot of my friends started doing the same thing, and eventually it just got condensed to Cone. That was it. And since that moment, it has stuck. I have friends in real life who call me Cone. I know all of y'all here on the internet call me Cone. I just happen to say, oh, okay, I guess that's something I could use for my online persona as well. And now it has stuck. And I'm known by maybe more people as Cone than I am by Connor, which is crazy to me. And then the 3 at the beginning, I would play basketball with some of my friends, and my friend Caleb, every time I'd make a 3, would yell 3 Cone, and just became kind of this thing. So it went from Cone to 3 Cone. That's who I am now here on the internet, and I'm stuck with it forever. And those are all the questions I've got time to answer today. If you want to see more of these videos, I could make more Q&A type stuff. I kind of want to do more live streams as well, so maybe we could do some more Q&A type stuff on a live stream at some point. So if you want to see that, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, once again, thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. If you watch this video too, you are one of the realest of the real ones. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all later. Real one, say it back.